In this video, we're going to take a quick look at something called the DOM. The DOM is the Document Object Model, and it's basically a structured representation of the document that's actually loaded in the browser. So to demonstrate this, let's just type in some plain old text, hello world. And now that we have that, let's go ahead and save our file, then take a look in the browser. As you would have expected, we just have our simple hello world text. But what we can do is we can actually right click in the browser window and select inspect element. And this will bring up something called Google Chrome's developer tools. And here we have the elements panel selected by default. Under the elements panel, this is basically the DOM, the document object model. Here we have a structured representation of the document that's actually loaded into the browser. When we start to get into JavaScript and other scripting languages, we can actually manipulate the content or manipulate these elements inside the DOM. So it's important to note that this structured representation of the document that is loaded in the browser is actually very different to the actual source. In this case, we won't see any difference between what is loaded up in the elements panel and the actual source. But as you start to work with scripting languages and start manipulating the DOM, we will actually have a vast difference between the actual source code and what is contained within the document object model. So to give you a brief overview of what I'm talking about, we can actually right click and go view page source as well. And this will always be exactly what we've typed into our HTML file. So always remember that the actual source code can be different or can differ from the actual DOM, the structured representation of the document that is loaded in the browser.